Kaiju number 8, episode 9, titled Raid on Tachikawa Base. So Kafka's on the roof, unable to sleep, pondering over all the recent things that transpire, like fighting Vice Captain Hoshina. Kaiju number 9, and getting promoted, when all of a sudden, meteors start to fall from the sky. The only thing is, these aren't meteors at all. These are wyvern-type kaiju, and as the name of the episode suggests, they're destroying the Tachikawa base. All of these wyverns have a fortitude level of over 6.0, making them all Hanju-class kaiju. Everyone suits up and get into their battle stations, but their bullets don't hurt the wyvern kaiju at all. But thankfully, Kafka comes through again with the vital information. He explains to everyone, the wyvern's front side is very easy to hit when they're in the air, so over time to survive, their skin on their front side hardened to the point it could be considered armor, but their backside armor is very thin to keep their weight down so they can still fly. So to take them out, you must attack them from the back. But no one knows the wyvern's weakness better than the wyverns themselves, so they work in pairs of two, defending each other's backside, making it impossible for the officers to land any fatal blows. And if the officers can't get behind them, they can't defeat these very powerful Hanju level kaiju. But luckily Kikuru comes in like a wrecking ball and smashes right through the wyvern's very strong front side armor. It's clear she's on a whole other level than the other officers, and paired with her new state-of-the-art custom weapon, her stepping on the battlefield completely changed the tide of the battle. She's the third strongest officer in the 3rd division, right under Captain Ashido and Vice Captain Hoshina. Usually you need to be a captain or a vice captain to get a custom weapon, but with the kaiju fortitude levels and numbers being so abnormal this year, they decided to give her a custom weapon as well, one that was created by the Hanju's Yuna organ that was defeated in Shinagawa 2 years ago. Now the one she's currently using is only a prototype, but it's a perfect weapon for her hyper-aggressive, high-handed personality. Reno isn't as strong as Kikuru, but he is another standout amongst the rookies. He's good enough to back Kikuru up. He can shoot a Hanju out of the sky and keep them in place with his freeze rounds long enough for Kikuru to deliver the final blow. Now you usually only see wyvern-type kaiju a few times a year, but every time they're spotted, they're always alone. To see them swallow their pride and all work together like this would mean they'd have to be under the command of a very strong and highly intelligent leader. This kaiju was on the search for the strongest human on the Tachikawa base, which at the time was Vice Captain Hoshina, since Captain Ashido was away. This intelligent kaiju attacked the second he found Hoshina. His intentions were to eat the strongest human he could find, so humans can kill kaiju and are able to make powerful suits and weapons out of them. It seems kaiju are able to eat humans to increase their strength, and the stronger the human is, the stronger the kaiju becomes after eating them. This kaiju had a fortitude of 8.3, so it goes without saying it's extremely strong. If he were to land one single hit clean on Hoshina, it would be instant death for the vice captain. His attacks were so back to back, he kept the vice captain off balance. Where Hoshina could only defend, he wasn't given a second to regroup so he could go on the attack. But this was all a part of Hoshina's grand plan. He wasn't running away from the Daikaiju, he was actually luring it into the training grounds. Once inside, Hoshina didn't have to worry about harming any officers and could now go all out. He unleashed 92% of his combat power and was now able to go on the offensive. The kaiju was strong and he was thoroughly enjoying their fight, but Hoshina was so precise with his slashes. He was able to cut through the small openings in between the kaiju's exoskeleton, and when the kaiju focused on these small little attacks, which were only decoys, he opened himself up for Hoshina's cross slasher. It looked like it was about to be over, but then the kaiju easily regenerated, but that didn't matter at all, because at 92%, Hoshina was so much stronger than the kaiju. He just sliced them up again and again and again. This battle was as good as over, until the kaiju transformed into a giant kaiju, which is worst case scenario for Vice Captain Hoshina, and the kaiju's fortitude level was now 9.0. That is, you're not beating me alone level of power. Earlier in the episode, Reno told Kafka to trust in his fellow officers, which was him saying in code, bro, do not transform, we got this under control, okay? But with the kaiju, with the fortitude level of 9.0 out there now, the only way the defense force can now win is if Kafka transforms. Even if Mina showed up, I don't see her being able to take down a kaiju this powerful. Well, Kafka, it's time to show the world you're kaiju number 8 and save the day. This was a crazy episode, and it was packed with action scenes from beginning to end. I cannot wait for the next episode. Like and subscribe, and I'll see y'all in the next one.